Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or just a lot of Taurus in your chart. This is the reading for October 13th. And I'm smiling because I feel as though this is about a magical transformation into a whole new level of power for you. And I'm going to explain it as logically as I can, but there are many elements coming in here. The first song that I hear is Black and Gold. It's a rhyme. Black and gold, nothing in between. When the world is black and gold, then it's Halloween. So, of course, when I look up Halloween and Samhain, what is the spiritual meaning behind it? It's all about transformation. It's all about the cycle of life and death coming into a new phase after introspection and the ability to embrace the unknown. So, Taurus, we know that you have been discovering things about yourself that have held you back in ways that you didn't know they were. Well, this is where you get to look at fire. This is where you get to look at everything that fire represents. Creating community, all the emotions we associate with fire, from being warm and comforting to being explosive and burning things down, passion, out of control passion or controlled passion. It's an energy that breaks down elements to feed us in our digestive system, right? It's a really powerful and important energy. It rules the brain and the heart. So it's key to existence. It's key to our existence. It's also related to the fight, flight, freeze, fawn aspect of the nervous system. So this is where we understand safety, security within the context of personal power and being able to take care of ourselves. Why is this relevant to Taurus? Because Taurus is an earth sign. Yes, but earth and fire are yang signs in terms of energy. So what we're looking at in terms of yang signs within the Vedic system is that they are what are known as the negative energy, the male, not negative as in, but negative as opposed to positive in charge, magnetic charge. It's the yang sign, right? It's the male, the yang, the negative. We are both earth, earth signs and fire signs, yang. So Taurus, what we know about you is that you have the ability to take whatever desire you have and with controlled passion, with controlled momentum, get it done. We also know that, Taurus, you're not that really comfortable with conflict. Unlike fire signs that really liked often to just let it all out, you're not comfortable with that, Taurus. But in some ways, that's been to your deficit because that has turned you into what astrologer calls a grazing cow as opposed to a strong bull. But now is the time for Taurus to become the bull, the strong bull, but not the kind of bull that has retained its fiery energy in unexpressed anger and not having healthy and safe and respected and respectful boundaries, who flares at red flags and charges, which can be the tendency with a Taurus, I have to admit. It's the understanding now that that fiery energy is something you can become comfortable with within the realm of your emotions, that it's not taboo. It's not something that has to be about conflict, but it tends to feel that way to Taurus because Taurus likes things quiet and contained. They like their spaces. They don't like to be intruded upon. They like their field, right? But the thing is, we want to be able to be quiet in a field and content with that, but we don't want to just live content because that's the only thing we're comfortable doing. We want to be able to expand who we are within the use of our energies and within the understanding of what energies are there for us that we may have not used and why. So what I'm getting here for you, my dears, is this. This is a time of magical transformation for you. And this is a time where you get to start really understanding what is behind some of that discomfort with anger. It's where you get to start, and not just anger, but with great fire, with quick momentum, with movement forward. Because the thing is, Taurus, we know Taurus can manifest like that. Taurus does feel deeply. And that's one of the reasons why they can manifest like that. But what you're being asked to do now is to look at, you have the choice to regulate your behavior. In the past, you may have regulated your behavior by just closing down any disruption in something that might create any disruption in your emotional field, which might have led to conflict. You might have just shut it down and put it away. But that can lead to stuff in the body that we don't want. Fire is an essential and a key element in your body. It is what helps break down the food, the nutrition, in order for you to be able to get the nutrients out of it. It rules the brain and the heart. The fight, flight, freeze response of the nervous system, which is designed to keep you safe, or it can keep you in overdrive in a way that's not healthy. So fire is just like, if you think about it, it's like the central chakra on the physical body that allows the management of all the earthly functionings, the reproduction, the elimination, all of that, and connects us to our higher heart. I say we, because I'm a Taurus sun sign. Taurus, you are in the process now of moving from those lower two chakras through your solar plexus chakra, because now you're finally starting to acknowledge and understand the power of the solar plexus chakra and the fiery energy. You are now being able to start getting comfortable with what that means for you in terms of how it can be a healthy and helpful part of your personality, and not something to be shut down or to be afraid of. Now, in the process of this, what you're probably going to be discovering, and this is why it's so powerful and so important right now, is that it's not easy when you suddenly realize you've got 40, 50, 60 years of repressed anger. Because while you have a tendency not to genuinely get angry a lot, the moments at which you have been angry and have had it repressed, either by you or by the people around you, that can linger. And when it comes back out of the unconscious, it can be so super uncomfortable. Now, remember also, it doesn't have to be where you experienced big anger and you pushed it down. It can be times where your boundaries were not respected. Your needs were not met. That can go back to like even pre-verbal stuff. Anger is a natural response in children when there is no verbal ability to express a need and it does not get met. It can come up and then get pushed back into the body. And we're taught from a very early age that anger is going to, for most of us, that anger is going to create rejection. So when that is something that we take to heart and we push down, sometimes what can happen is we can stop asking for what we need. We cannot create healthy boundaries. And after there is repeated breaching of those boundaries, it can create this sense, it can create a lot of different things, but depending upon what the boundaries were that were breached, depending upon how much we blamed ourselves for not maintaining them or not having them in the first place, depending on how much responsibility we're able to take for not having done that, it can be a whole range of different levels of anger, from being just disgruntled to being enraged and furious. Taurus, this is so important, my loves. This is so important to be able to embrace your anger. And now is the time. You're being asked to breathe. You're being asked to take a calm focus and to know that you have help with this. To know that your higher conscious mind is just holding you like a happy baby. Well, okay, not a happy baby, but holding you tenderly, telling you that you are able now. You have the support. You can be your own support in letting this up, in letting this out. And this is where you find that freedom this is where you find, whatever you need to remember, whatever you need to face, um, in order to allow this to be gone from your coping mechanisms, your adaptive behaviors. This is where you get to set yourself free deeply, because not only psychologically does it change the picture for you, but spiritually and energetically, what it does is it opens you to full use of all your chakras, so you can be grounded, so that you can have intuition, so that you can have healthy attachment and detachment, so that you can have that excitement and that passion to guide you forward and build these dreams in your heart, and then move it into higher conscious awareness and spread it into the world in a way that is honoring who you genuinely are as an individual. And it's going to happen on so many different levels. Taurus, I think this is wonderful. And break it down simply, breathe. Let yourself be calm. Let yourself notice what's coming up. And please understand that when memories of anger come up, or when things trigger you now into anger or resentment or judgment, or feeling like a boundary is crossed, or feeling like you're not being treated fairly, allow yourself to acknowledge that and own that as a feeling you have in you. It reminds me of something I read, a Thich Nhat Hanh quote that actually came up on Facebook not that long ago. And it was, a monk was out in the middle of a lake, river, in a boat, meditating, and he was peaceful and beautiful. And then this other boat banged into him, with his eyes closed, and he immediately got angry at this person in the boat. And then he realized, he opened his eyes, there was nobody in the boat. It was just the boat that accidentally hit it. And he realized there was nobody to be angry at. The anger was in him. The anger was there. So this is like, look at where you get triggered and go, okay, now this is giving me a chance, Taurus, to look at my anger and understand it and get comfortable with the fire quality of it. Understand that dealing with the anger releases your ability to work with fire and to have fire work with you in positive, healthy ways. This is why you want to be looking at the boundaries, the triggers, the anger, the upset, and allow it. If you need help with this, get help with this. This might just be shadow work that you do on yourself, or inner child work that you do with yourself, journaling, reflecting, meditating. But this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for you to really seriously not just become a powerful bull, but that powerful bull that has intention and can channel that energy instead of getting triggered by red flags. Okay? I leave you with that, Taurus. I hope that's clear. I think it is. Take care.